we're back with a flight here. Kind of a different departure arrival for me. Let me see. It's still not up. I gotta quickly just get the stream set up, and then we'll be good to go here. But we're gonna go from Providence to Detroit. Probably go AFK a little bit during the flight. I gotta do some packing and stuff for my trip. So I figured I'd do a little bit longer one so that we can do that. Haven't been to Detroit in a while. Detroit vein. Quickly grab all the info for this. Let me just finish setting up the stream. Alright. Wish I could make a template for YouTube. That would be so much better. Alright, Twitch takes all of 2 seconds, so quickly just get Twitch going here. We'll go through the flight planning process here right fast, and then we'll be good to go here. I gotta download the actual flight information here. Let me do that. Alright, we're 4962. Alright, I'm just gonna get routing. Gonna get all that. Got some of the information up here. Be gate 18 out of Providence. I've not flown out of Providence, so. Alright, let's see. Any of these gonna be good here? Probably not. No. Alright. So I'm gonna have to manually build this flight plan, which is not the end of the world. Alright, it's gate 18. I gotta find that. Let's do a new flight. So Detroit. Gate 18 is on the corner here of the, right there. Alright, so we got gate 18 in there. Let's check the weather. ATIS at Providence is Romeo 160 at 1110 statute miles, nice and clear, 3014, 24 and 11. Visual approach runway 23 in use. Likely we're going to be departing 23. Just make sure I can do that. 23 is 8,700 feet, plenty of runway. So 23. It doesn't have us going off here. Let's go 23. And I gotta fix that again to get the gate in there because it'll start me on their friggin' runway. They don't make this very user friendly, I'll tell you that much. Make sure that's got us going. See, it's got us going the wrong runway. That's only a 6,000 foot runway. We're not taking off of that. Let me see. Yeah, it's funky. We're taking off. We'll be taking off at 23, so. I'll just taxi out to 23. Again, the game's got its head up his ass and won't let me actually plan this properly. Let's go ahead and check the flight plan here. First fix is going to be Putnam. There's 2 putts. One is on the other side of the world. You'd think it would order them as what's closest to us, but nah, I wouldn't do that. Why would they do that? Putt 2. CTR. Charlie Tango Romeo. Yep, it's going to do the one on the other side of the world first. There we go. CTR to Cambridge. I don't know why it doesn't like to have Cambridge. Cambridge is a real waypoint. Doesn't like Cambridge. Q877. The flight plan in this game is really terrible, I'm telling you. It is really abysmal. Gons, Donio. Yeah, well, let me start with Cambridge, huh? I don't know why it doesn't like Cam. No. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't like Cambridge. But it doesn't. Very funky. So, Gons, Gonzz, Geo, Gons. Direct to Donio. Donio. Alright, there's Donio, and then we've got, what are we doing here? CWGR2. Let's check the ATIS for Detroit. Check my messages. Okay. Detroit is 0609, 10 statue miles, 3010. Simultaneously, ILS Zulu, runway 4 left, runway 3 right, approach in use. Alright. Stop, stop, stop. Stop game. 4 left, 3 right. Is it 4 left, 3 right? Let me look. 4 left. We'll plan for 4 left. Alright. Alright, 4 left, ILS 4 left, Zulu. Alright, that's in. Alright, G-Juice there. Alright, good. So we got Putnam, CTR, Gons, Wyla, Donio, Surly. Alright, so right here we can start cutting. So after Donio, Surly can get removed. Removed. One of the worst flight planning devices ever for a flight simulator. Alright, that's better. I think we're actually going directly from Gons to there. Let me see. Gons direct to Donio. So, yep. So that's the actual flight path we're supposed to be taking. All right, that was painful. Let's see, 340 on the flight level. All right, let's go get the flight number in there. It's gonna be 4962. Okay, and then weight and balance. We need 11,000 on the ramp fuel. About 5,500. All right, that looks good. All right, we're heading in. I'll fill the box up correctly. The game's kind of going to do what the game's going to do, but can't do much about that. The flight sim's not very much of a sim, so kind of got to do what I got to do. The flight sim kind of blows as a flight sim, so. And we'll get a screenshot here for the airport. I don't have one for Providence, so. All right. There we go. Shit. There we go. TF green. Alright, we got a screenshot to make for later. Alright, we'll do not first flight of the day. Track R is coming off. That's going off. Do it as a turnaround. Alright, let's see. Aircraft. No APU up, so we'll make sure that's connected. Okay. In use there. Alright, good. So we're on a turnaround. Alright, we'll reset the IRS. Initialize position. Providence. TF Green. Alright. Assume that Detroit is higher. Let's see, what is it? 4 left Zulu? ILS Zulu 4 left. 645, that's got to be higher than Providence. I'll check it, but it's got to be. No way in hell Providence is that high. Providence is pretty damn low. It's right by the water. Alright, 660 set there. What's the temp outside? Temp outside is 24, so it's cool enough we can turn on the windshield heat. Passenger signs coming on there. Alright, we're pretty good over here. Quick mass check. Alright, we start plugging in the flight plan. To Detroit, it's gonna be what, 4962? I don't think we have an alternate, do we? No alternates. It's nice and clear here. We don't need an alternate. Alright, we're going to Putnam. Putnam. CTR. Cambridge, which it didn't like in the game for some reason. Q822. Guns. Donio. And then that's good. Departure is going to be off runway 23. We're going to have to tell the game we're going to 23. Get to the ILS. 4 left Zulu. There it is. It's going to be this one. And it's going to be Donio. Check it out. 23 Putnam. CTR came. Puppy Guns. Donio. Juice. Top Gun. Hunt. Cougar. W Vector. Reggie. Paid. Runway 4 left. That all looks good to me. That can get executed. Flight plan. We'll copy that active. That looks good. Grab ATIS. I'm going to clear my nose the entire time streaming here.
Providence Airport information, uniform 2100 Zulu. Wind 164 at 11. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 5,000 feet, 18,700 feet scattered. Temperature 24. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.14. ILS runway 2 tree in use. Landing and departing runway 2 tree. DFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have uniform. Providence Airport.
Alright, that's set in. Grab a clearance.
Bridgeport clearance delivery Endeavour 49er62 IFR to Detroit Metro ready to copy.
Endeavour 49er62 is cleared to Detroit
Okay, they're going to
Metro
do runway
Airport
23,
as filed.
that's fine.
Take off runway 2 tree climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.85 squawk 0661.
Endeavour 49er62 cleared to Detroit Metro Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 23 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 124.85 squawk 0661.
Endeavour 49er62 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9er when ready to taxi. Good day.
We got headwinds going out there. Got a 65 knot headwind on the way out. Minutes from now, it'll be 34. Uh, 267.77. No, that looks good. MFD. Doom. Alright, that looks good. Alright, we'll go ahead and now do a PDC validation. So we are 4962 squawking 0661. We're going from Providence to Detroit as filed. It's going to be direct Putnam, direct CTR, direct Cambridge, Q822 to Gonzi, the Cougar 2, Donio, starting at Donio, 12,000 feet, 3, 4, 0, and 10. That's it. I already did the legs page. We're good on that. We can go ahead and we can run a pre-flight. Pre-flight checklist, interior and exterior inspection complete, flight release sign, sent, circuit breakers, check, oxygen max, check, battery master is on, hydraulic panel set, pressurization set, windshield heat's low, patch signs are on, ICAS. Get that APO going, that will help get rid of some of those messages. Are checked. Flight navigations checked. Altimeters are 3014 cross-checked. Nose wheel steering is off. Thrust reverser is armed. Radar is off. Parking brakes set. Flight time brief is complete. Departure brief complete. Logbook Q rate on board. Fuel required is going to be 9.3. We got 11.1. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alright. Rocking and rolling here, waiting for that APU to come up. We can start disconnecting some stuff. Let's go ahead and look at runway heading here. And I'll do a brief. Alright, here comes a brief. Currently sitting at gate 18. I'm going to push. Probably, I'm thinking maybe. Tango, November, Mike, Alpha, 2-3. Unless it's going to be a Tango, Charlie, Mike, Cross, 1-6, Alpha, 2-3. Whatever it is, we'll follow it, we'll do it. We got 8,700 feet of runway, plenty of runway there. Go ahead and we'll plan on flaps 22 for this. Let's get this set up. Full boat, fuel's in, flaps 20 dry. Cargo look good, cargo's fine. Alright, that's set. RTO was previously briefed. No SID, we're going to be at 227. Runway heading on the way out. .227 up to 12,000 feet. We'll go ahead and we'll do 2 engines up, APU off for taxi. That's about it. Questions? Let me check, make sure we don't have any special instructions. We're not doing 1-6 or 3-4, so we don't need to brief that. 180 degree turns prohibited on the runway for 523. Departures, pushback, clearance is required. Contact ground control for push. Alright, that's all good. We got that info. Alright, we're good there. Let's check this APU, make sure that's good. I can get rid of the ground power. Alright, we got a good APU. We can get rid of ground power. Alright, start closing up the cargo. So we've got our numbers now, so we'll set in the numbers. Numbers are set in, that's good. Zero fuel weight, 63,645. Alright, and we can flex here. We'll flex at 40. What's that giving us? 89.1, that looks good. I'm happy with that number. And what's the trim? Trim 6.8. Beautiful. Alright, gate agent asks if they can close up. We say yes. Flight attendant asks if they can close the door. Say yes.
Captain, the cabin is secure.
Flight attendant, close the cockpit door. Alright, take a pushback checklist. Doors. Let's check the doors page too to make sure. Door is closed. Light deck door closed. Lock fuel pumps are on. Transponder is 1. Pushback checklist complete. Check. Alright, that's good. Let's see. Alright, we're good. We'll call.
Providence Ground Endeavor 49er62 requesting pushback.
Endeavor 49er 62 pushback request accepted.
Alright, cockpit to ground. Beacon is on. Brakes released. Steering's off. Clear to push. Straight back. Pushing it. Oh, chocks are still in there. Alright, good. Alright, the man tells us we're clear to start. We're going to start 2. Here comes 2. Hello there, guy.
Providence Ground Endeavor 49er62 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Endeavor 49er 62, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Alright, there's 20%. You know, I'll probably go AFK a little bit during the middle here. I got stuff to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features.
Providence Ground Endeavor
Oh, and I'm pushing me off the
49er62
end here,
requesting
so
the end of
I'm just gonna
pushback.
hammer the brake on. There you go, start 1.
49er 62 request to end pushback received.
Right, parking brake set, clear disconnect. Thanks for the good push.
If there is smoke in the cabin during the evacuation of the aircraft, the walkway emergency lights will display to the exits, which are located here and here. In case of an extreme emergency landing, you will be instructed to get into the brace position, which is executed by placing your head between your knees with your hands over your head. We would also like to remind you that you should turn off all electronic devices. We thank you for paying attention during this brief presentation.
Alright, it's good to start. Check that electrics here, make sure the engines are taking the load. They are. Alright, watch your feet. Aft start checklist. Fuel pumps set. Bleed air conditioning panel set. Anti-ice off. Probes on. Electric check. Nozzle steering armed. Aft start check is complete. Very nice. Alright. Already went over the numbers. We can go ahead and set flaps 20. And you can go ahead and do your flight control check here once the B pumps come on. So once the flaps start moving, the B pumps come on. You can check it by looking. See, the B pumps are all on. So then you get control surfaces. So alright, tech checklist. Flaps 20, 20, 20. Takeoff speeds set. Thrust set. Trim centered 6.8. Flight controls check. Taxi check is complete. Alright, good, we can call. And I'll get track IR back on.
Providence ground Endeavor
Why you get a
49er
taxi
62
clearance
with
on
uniform
clearance
ready
and
to
not on
taxi
ground?
IFR.
I don't know. Do it.
Endeavor 49er 62 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 23 via taxiway hotel, cross runway 16 Echo Charlie. Contact tower on 120.7 when ready.
Again, it's tough because for some reason the game can't get the taxiways right, so
Taxiing hold short runway 23 via taxiway hotel cross
like
runway
there is no
16
hotel,
Echo Charlie
so
Endeavor 49er
like
62.
I don't know, not much of a sim. You can't like do simple stuff like get the taxiways correct. I don't know. So we're clear to cross. That's all that really matters at the moment. All right, recog's coming on. Yeah, that's not happening. Not happening. Alright, so we're going to make this right on November. This is a hot spot. We are clear to cross. Keep that sort of commentary up. You're going to get a boot. Alright, it's going to be a... Let me see, where am I crossing here at? November all the way up to the runway. I can't tell. There's a taxiway there. There is a taxiway there. Alright, straight ahead here. I can go sit at the flight. Sit the flight attendants down. Flight attendants, please get the cabin for departure. They chime. Alright, runway 23. Gonna be stand by. Runway 23. It's we got no departure. First fix is gonna be Putnam. Give me a heading of 227. We're gonna be heading mode up to 12,000. No speed restrictions. Min fuel was 9.7, and we got 11.1. For takeoff checklist. For takeoff checklist, flaps are 20, 20, takeoff config, okay. Flight doesn't notify notch fuel, cross those manual APU and bleeds off, open ignition is off, anti-ice off, brake temperature checked, FMS, auto-tune, ICAS, check, clear. Radar terrain is, I wish this would just leave it in terrain. Terrain, runway departure first fix is verified, takeoff brief is complete, for takeoff checklist complete. How's it going there, Rasmus? Alright, here we go. We're gonna get takeoff clearance.
Providence Tower
Hey,
Endeavor
Dr.
49er
Spam, why don't you
62
take a
ready for
break there,
departure,
huh?
runway 23 IFR to Detroit Metro.
Endeavor 49er 62 altimeter tree 0.14 wind 164 at 11. Cleared for takeoff runway 23.
Alright, we're clear for takeoff. Put Dr. Spam
Endeavor
in timeout.
49er62, did you copy?
Yeah, I had to put somebody in timeout.
Cleared for takeoff
Alright,
runway
clear left.
23, Endeavor
Clear for takeoff.
49er62.
Alright, runway 23. Set thrust. Thrust set. Heading checks. 8 knot checks. V1 rotate. Pause rate. Gear up. Speed mode, heading mode. Heading over climb.
Endeavor 49er
Autopilot on.
Contact Boston Center
Gauge
on
my side.
124.85. Good day.
124.85, Endeavor 49er62. Goodbye.
There comes the speed. Flaps 8. Climb thrust. Good to see you again there, Rasmus. Flaps up. Have takeoff checklist. Have takeoff check complete. Alright, track errors off. Out of Providence. Let's tune it up.
Boston Center Endeavor 49er62 is at 6,200 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Endeavor 49er62, Boston Center altimeter tree 0.15
Alright, Putnam.
radar contact. Continue to Papa Uniform Tango.
Confirm. Execute. Now, FMS 1. A little bit of a longer flight while I try to get some packing done. My trip.
Endeavor 49er 62 climb and maintain flight level 180.
180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180, Endeavor 49er62.
180. Alright, going through 10. Got that strong cross there.
Boston Center, Cessna November 8 Tree 01 Echo 7,000 feet. Cessna November 8 Tree 01 Echo Boston Center altimeter tree 0.14 radar contact. Continue to Muggy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving sandwiches.
Temperature's high enough. We just barely need to. We won't need any ice. Gets any colder, we'll need to click it on, but minimal stuff going through here. Now we need to click it on for a second for the
Endeavour
code.
49er, 62 climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240, Endeavour 49er 62.
240. Climb checklist, altimeters, standard, cross-check, climb checklist complete.
Airbus Hotel Alpha Quebec, contact Boston Center on 128.75. Good day. Boston Center Airbus, November 9er 569er Delta, is passing flight level tree 20 climbing flight level tree 20. Airbus, November 9er 569er Delta Boston Center radar contact. Continue to Oscar Mike November. .75 Airbus Hotel Alpha Quebec. Goodbye. Endeavour 49er 62 climb and maintain flight level tree 40.
That's the final.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 40, Endeavour 49er 62.
340. There's Long Island down there. Can't really, maybe we see Boston going outside view. Somewhere up there. It's hard to tell with the clouds in the way. Thought I had somebody in that seat. Should have somebody in that seat. Let's see.
Endeavour 49er 62, contact Boston Center on 127.65. Good day.
2765, we'll see ya.
One 127.65, Endeavour 49er 62. Goodbye. Boston Center Endeavour 49er 62 is at flight level 250, climbing flight level tree 40.
Endeavour 49er 62, Boston Center radar contact. Continue to Charlie Tango Romeo.
What is CTR? I gotta look CTR up. I'm not familiar with CTR off the top of my head. CTR, what is that? Chester. Okay. Chester. Stock's getting hammered. Alright, 28. Go on, Mach. Transponder. 24, 4, 4. RVSM checks complete. If you didn't do that, you'll notice there'll be a divergence between Mach and indicate airspeed as we climb up higher. You notice we were at 290 before, and now it's keeping us at 7.4, and the indicator airspeed's going down. Climbing Mach. To 330-340.
Endeavor 49er 62, contact Boston Center on 12.3.75. Good day.
Especially if you can spin it in real fast, you don't have to remember it, you just read it.
Going to 123.75, Endeavor 49er 62.
Descend and maintain flight level 290 Airbus 89er Tango.
Boston Center, Endeavor
7-7 is going to be our
62, flight level
cruise. We're leveling
340.
off, so we can go to 7-7.
Endeavor 49er 62 Boston Center radar contact. Continue to Charlie Tango Romeo.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and we would check our brake
Endeavor
release.
49er 62 contact Boston Center on 132.65. Good day.
3265, we'll see you.
132.65, Endeavor 49er 62.
So we check our fuel
Goodbye.
off brake release. We would make the adjustments to see where we're actually at. If we're high, if we're low.
Boston Center, Endeavor 49er 62, flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er
We
62
check,
Boston
see what our
Center
planned
radar
landing
contact.
fuel is.
Continue
That
to
looks
Charlie
good.
Tango Romeo.
We're good. We are good. Alright, slow down just a little bit here. I'm going to stay at 7-7.
Cessna Tree 62 contact approach on 132.8. Good day. One 132.8 Cessna Tree 62. Goodbye.
Pull back enough.
Airbus November 1089er Tango, flight level 290. Airbus November 1089er Tango, Boston Center, radar contact. Continue to stall.
Alright, I'll be in there in about an hour and 11 minutes. At some point, I'll probably go AFK and do a little stuff in the background here. Do some packing. Still be here, but just be darting around the room.
Airbus 89er Tango, contact Boston Center on 123.75. Good day. One two three decimal 75 Airbus 89er Tango. Goodbye.
Speed likes to sneak up here. You got a heckin' crosswind here. You can see where our heading is versus our course. So the course is a 353. We're on heading a 328-ish. It's adjusting as the wind's coming in though. Wind changes in game too aggressively, and then you gotta kind of.
Boston Center Airbus November 2188 Hotel is passing flight level 275, climbing flight level 280. Airbus November 2188 Hotel,
Trying to get the
Boston
speed
Center, radar
set so I
contact.
can
Continue to Victor Hotel,
start
Papa.
packing. Just trying to get rid of the trend vector. That tells me that we're going to stay at speed. So you can see the trend vector pretty much disappeared. So we should be good for a little while. Keep an eye on it. We'll still be here answering chat, but just going to be bopping around the room. Leave that up so I can see it.
Cessna 81 Hotel, you are 55 miles northeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 20 approach. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 20 approach Cessna 81 Hotel. Endeavor 49er62 contact Boston Center on 123.75. Good day.
123.75 Endeavor 49er62. Goodbye. Boston Center Endeavor 49er62 flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er62 Boston Center radar contact continue. Airbus 89er Tango descend and maintain flight level 210, keep speed not above 280 knots. Boston Center Cessna November 6839er uniform 5,200 feet. Cessna November 6839er uniform Boston Center altimeter 30.18 radar contact continue. Descend and maintain flight level 210, keep speed not above 280 knots Airbus 89er Tango. Generic 746 traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 6,100 feet Cessna Skyhawk. Report them in sight. Cessna 48 Lima traffic is 10
Alright, we'll
o'clock
press
4
the flush a
miles
little
at
bit here.
9,000 feet generic. Report them.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, expect a little bit of a smooth ride here. We're going to go ahead and turn off the fast seatbelt sign. We do ask that while you are seated, you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Should be arriving in Detroit in about hour and 10 minutes. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you when we get there. Alright, there we go.
Endeavor 49er62 contact Boston Center on 121.35. Good day.
Hand off, bud. Quick hand off.
121.35 Endeavor 49er62. Goodbye. Boston Center Endeavor 49er62 flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er62 Boston Center radar contact continue. Boston Center, Cessna November 8511 Foxtrot 9,500 feet. Cessna November 8511 Foxtrot Boston Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact continue. Dahra 908 Charlie, contact Boston Center on 120.35. Good day. Going to 120.35 Dahra 908 Charlie. Boston Center, Cessna November 23869 or 12,000 feet. Cessna November 23869 or Boston Center altimeter tree 0.15 radar contact continue. Endeavor 49er62 contact Boston Center on 133.25. Good day.
133.25 Endeavor 49er62. Goodbye. Boston Center Endeavor 49er62 flight level tree 40.
Endeavor 49er 62 Boston Center radar contact continue. Boston Center, Cessna November, 23587, 5,500 feet. Cessna November, 23587 Boston, center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact, continue. Daughter 85 kilo contact Boston Center on 1 tree, 4 decimal tree. Good day. One tree, 4 decimal tree, daughter 85 kilo. Goodbye.
Alright, let's check to see where we're at here progress-wise. Coming up on Puppy. Up since at 43 minutes.
Cessna 5, 2 November, you are 64 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree approach via Sierra Yankee Romeo transition. Cleared to Sierra Yankee Romeo. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree approach via Sierra Yankee Romeo transition. Cleared to Sierra Yankee Romeo, Cessna 5, 2 November. Boston Center, Cessna, Charlie, Golf Juliet Alpha, Lima 12,000 feet. Cessna Charlie, Golf Juliet Alpha, Lima, Boston Center, altimeter tree 0.17 radar contact, continue. Cessna 5, 2 November, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet altimeter, tree 0.17. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Cessna 5, 2 November. Daughter 80 Tango, you are 500 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level 290. Descend and maintain flight level 290, Daughter 80 Tango. Boston Center, Cessna November 6, 719er Delta, 7,000 feet. Cessna November 6719er, Delta Boston, center altimeter tree 0.17 radar contact. Continue to Romeo Kilo Alpha. Cessna Victor Golf Papa traffic is 1 o'clock, 4 miles at 7,000 feet Cessna Skyhawk. Report them in sight. Cessna 17 uniform traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles at 10,000 feet Cessna Skyhawk. Report them in sight. Cessna Victor Golf Papa have the Cessna Skyhawk in sight. Cessna Niner 2 Papa traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at 9,400 feet Cessna Skyhawk. Report them in sight. Cessna 17 uniform traffic in sight. Cessna 587 traffic in sight. Cessna 42 Papa contact New York Center on 1 tree 5. Good day. Going to 1 tree 5 Cessna 42 Papa. Descend and maintain flight level tree 00 Airbus 40 Sierra. Boston Center, generic November, tree 684 Charlie, 5,400 feet. Generic November, tree 684 Charlie Boston, center altimeter tree 0.17 radar contact, continue. Cessna 869er, contact New York Center on 1 tree 5. Good day. Cessna 587 contact approach on 127.425. Good day. .425 Cessna 587. Goodbye. 1 tree 5 Cessna 869er. Goodbye. Boston Center, Cessna November 451515,300 feet. Cessna November 45151 Boston Center, altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact, continue. Generic 84 Charlie contact approach on 127.425. Good day. .425 generic 84 Charlie. Goodbye. Endeavor 49er62, contact Cleveland Center on 127.475. Good day.
Going to 127.475, Endeavor 49er62. Cleveland Center, Endeavor 49er62, flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er62 Cleveland Center radar contact, continue. Generic 549er, you are 66 miles west. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway tree approach. Cessna 9er 2 Lima, descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Cessna 21 Quebec traffic is 8 o'clock 3 miles at 7,000 feet Cessna Skyhawk. Report them in sight. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway tree approach generic 549er. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet Cessna 9er 2 Lima. Cessna 21 Quebec, contact Elmira, approach on 124.3. Good day. Going to 124.3 Cessna 21 Quebec. Cessna 02 Yankee, contact New York Center on 133.35. Good day. 133.35 Cessna 02 Yankee. Goodbye.
What's the rattling sound? Oh, here, this sound? That's the moving the knobs. They have clickers in them, so it sounds like clicking when you do that. Is that what you're talking about, Rasmus?
Cessna 902 Lima contact
Yep, that's
New
what it
York
is.
Center
Changing
on
frequency
133.35.
anytime you move a knob, like
Good
if I
day.
move this, it click a noise.
Going to 133.35 Cessna 902 Lima. Cessna 06 Tango contact New York Center on 133.35. Good day.
It doesn't have a break in there, huh?
Going to 133.35 Cessna 06 Tango. Cessna Tree 16 contact Boston Center on 133.25. Good day. Endeavor 49er 62 contact Cleveland Center on 125.875. Good day. Cessna Lima Yankee contact Boston Center on 133.25. Good day.
125.875 Endeavor 49er 62. Goodbye.
Cessna 40
Cleveland Center Endeavor 49er 62 flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er 62 Cleveland Center radar contact continue.
Stop, please. Don't do that.
Docker 725 contact Cleveland Center on 127.475. Good day. $127.475 Docker 725. Goodbye.
Alright, so top of descent in about 24 minutes. So let's go ahead and I'll go through the arrival here. Might as well. Better to get it done early than late. Cougar 2. We're going to be joining at Donio. So it's Donio to Viper. These are all car names. A lot of these are. G-Juice. Go Juice. Wolfman 280 and 240, 280, 240 above, that looks good. Mav, some of this is part of the Top Gun, so you'll see there's some Top Gun names in this. Mav, then the Top Gun 280, between 16 and 230. WH Hunt between 12 and 15. Cougar 250 at 11 and 10. 250, 11 and 10.
Cleveland Center Cessna, November 4717.
And then we're going to be landing runway 4 left, so we're going to Zubby.
Cessna, November 4717.
After Zubby, we're going to go to Shrug 210, and that's our first hard altitude of 8,000. So we put in a hard altitude to be 8,000 for Shrug, landing on 4 left. Let's see, anything else in the star we need to worry about here? Jet aircraft descend via Mach number until intercepting 280 knots, maintain 280 until slowed by the star. 4 left, yep, we got that all briefed. ILS Zulu, localizer, runway 4 left, 24 January, effective 30 January, 11-2, 111.95. 111.95 both sides, final approach course 036. Let's just double check. We would send for ATIS at this point. Let's check the time. Time's 23, likely we'll be in there on time, so let's go ahead and send for ATIS. Arrival ATIS information Kilo. It's 37 minutes old, so we'll likely get a new one. Variable at 5 knots. 10 statute miles, light rain. It's not telling us the runways are wet, but I'm going to send for wet runway anyway. Let's see. Fuel at 5,500, broken 11,000, overcast at 20,000, so it's going to be visual. Temperature's 21, dew point's 11, altimeter's 3010. Simultaneous ILS, Zulu runway 4 left, 3 right, approaching use. 27 left, 9 right's closed. 27 right, 9 left closed. Pilots use CTN for bird activity departure 18125 Kilo. All right.
Cleveland Center Airbus, November 248.
We'll send for wet numbers.
Is at flight level tree 25, climbing flight level tree 30.
All right, sending for numbers for 4
Airbus,
left.
November
We get them.
24837, Cleveland Center radar contact.
The
Continue to
V2148.
NCT.
One 48, and then we have 223. VREF's 142. $147. Confirm. Execute that. All right, continue with the brief. 1195. I don't know why it's not in here. Should be 1195 there. It doesn't have it. I don't know why. It's probably because I don't have DME in there. Let's see. Is there DME? Probably because there's no DME. Final approach course 036. Glide slope intercepts 2,000 at paid.
Cleveland
It's
Center
going to be
Airbus,
visual.
November 1099
We're not
Lima,
required
is
to
at
have
flight level 25
MDA.
kilo, climbing flight level
Airport elevation
250.
645. I got 660 set in there for the
Airbus,
pressure.
November 1099 Lima, Cleveland
That's good.
Center radar contact. Continue.
MSA is off DXO VOR 2,800 feet. Missed approach. We'll get back with the tower with the heading. If not, we'll do the published missed, which is climb to 1100, then a climbing left turn to 4,000 feet outbound the DXO VOR 297 to Donut intersection 15 DME DX on a hold. So right there, Donut 1100, all that's in there. 4,000 is going to be missed approach altitude. From GR back, Sizer, RNAV 1 DME, IRU or GPS required. Aircraft not DME, DME, IRU or GPS equipped. Radar required for procedure entry. DME or radar required for simultaneous approach authorized. VGSI and ILS glide slope not coincident. VGSI angle 3 degrees. No real obstacles I'm concerned about. 3,000 all the way up to Reggie. 2,000 paid for the glide slope intercept tapping on the left LSF lights. Don't need to put in the MDA, but it would be 850.
Endeavor 49er62 contact Cleveland Center on 125.2. Good day.
25, 2, we'll see you.
125.2 Endeavor 49er62. Goodbye. Cleveland Center Endeavor 49er62 flight level 340.
Endeavor 49er62, Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue.
Alright, we landed 4 left. We have 10,000 feet of runway available. Plenty of runway. Plan on a right turn Alpha 2. We send for our gate. Send for the gate. And we come back with a gate of Bravo 18. Bravo 18 is the gate. Bravo 18 is on the outside line. So we don't need to contact ramp, we just need to contact ground. It'll take us all the way into Bravo 18. We'll plan an Alpha 4, probably either right turn Alpha Romeo, cross 4 right, Yankee Kilo to Bravo 18, or it'll be a left turn
Cleveland Center,
Alpha right Victor. That's a lot of crosses. I'm thinking the other way, Romeo. We'll go the Romeo route.
62485, Cleveland Center altimeter 30.11 radar contact. Continue.
It's about that. Yeah, but I'm pretty content with that brief. Alright, good. We're all briefed up there. Top of descent is in 16 minutes, so we got a little bit of time here. Fart around.
Cleveland Center, Daughter X-Ray Alpha Echo Quebec Yankee Flight Level 330. Cessna 40 Sierra descend and maintain flight level 300. Daughter X-Ray Alpha Echo Quebec Yankee Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue. Descend and maintain flight level 300 Cessna 40 Sierra.
Alright, so the first gate here we have to worry about is, really it's at Top Gun. We gotta be below 230. So, again, if we have to be above it, we don't really care. So Wolfman here is above 240. We do need the speed, 280, so we'll transition to that fine in the descent. So go to direct intercept, Top Gun. You can see it's only a 0.7 degrees. It's only 400 feet per minute to make that. So, like I said, probably 26, 28 is about max of what I'm looking at for those. Get anything above that, you're really struggling to make it.
Good day. Cessna 831 contact Cleveland Center on 125.875. Good day.
So 14 minutes top of descent.
Going to 125.875 Cessna 79er Golf. Cleveland Center Airbus November 02862 is passing 6,800 feet, descending 4,000 feet. Airbus November 02862 Cleveland Center altimeter tree 0.11 radar contact, continue. 125.875 Cessna 831. Goodbye.
I don't think this works if I don't have sim brief up. Yeah, see, it needs the latest database. So I might eventually get that set in here, but we can get load sheets in there if I do that. This is close enough. It would give me runway distance required and stuff like that, which I can find it. I have paperwork, so. But we know at 10,000 feet we got plenty of runway. So. So I don't know if the game's going to descend us correctly. I know on the Proud 2 yesterday it does an absolute terrible job of doing it, so we'll see. We got a ways to go too. Because Wolfman, we don't have to do anything for Wolfman. Top Gun's the only one we really have to worry about right now. Once Top Gun gets close, I'll either just start descending down or ask for the descent because the game can't really figure out what it's doing, right?
125.875 Daughter Echo Quebec Yankee. Goodbye.
Now they got Luthra. I got a flight from Luthra to Atlanta. Still kind of just chilling here for a little while. Got a ways to go here.
Endeavour 49er62, contact Toronto Center on 128.275. Good day.
28275, we'll see you.
Going to 128.275, Endeavour 49er62. Toronto Center,
So
Endeavour
this,
49er62,
we're over Canada
flight
now.
level tree 40.
Canada, US over there.
Toronto Center radar contact. Continue to Kios.
Juice.
Cessna Yankee Victor Victor traffic is 8 o'clock 4 miles at 7,000 feet generic. Report them in sight.
5.6 fuel on landing, that looks good.
Generic Yankee Golf Lima traffic.
See if we get
is
new
10 o'clock, 4
ATIS
miles
for
at 6,000 feet Cessna Skyhawk.
Detroit.
Report them in sight.
Still 50 minutes old, so
Cessna Golf Foxtrot
should hopefully have a new one out
contact
soon.
Cleveland Center on 125.2. Good day.
I doubt it'll be huge changes.
Generic Yankee Golf Lima
There'll be some
traffic
changes
in sight.
to it.
125.2 Cessna Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot. Goodbye. Cessna Yankee Victor Victor have the generic in sight. Toronto Center Dahra November 8559er Papa flight level tree 0. Dahra November 8559er Papa Toronto Center radar contact. Continue to Romeo Kilo Alpha. Endeavour 49er62 contact Toronto Center on 135 decimal tree.
35
Good day.
135 decimal tree, Endeavour 49er62. Goodbye. Toronto Center, Endeavour 49er62, flight level tree 40.
Endeavour 49er62 Toronto Center radar contact. Continue to Gios.
G-Juice. Alright, looking at Top Gun. See, it's just 1.1 degrees and 700. Again, Wolfman we don't care about. Even though Wolfman's showing us 1,500 feet per minute, it's an above. So we just got to be above 240, so we don't have to descend. As long as we're above that, we're clean. Yeah, we're going to stay up here as long as we can to save fuel. And stay out of the weather. Yeah, no, I had a cold. I had some sort of start with a sore throat. It's been going on for like 3-4 days now. It's pretty miserable. Pretty ugly head cold. Starting to clear up. It's just taking a while. Wish it would clear up a little bit faster. They say, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other and see which gets full first. Power is very simple.
Charlie, Golf Lima Sierra Mike IFR to Kilo Charlie India uniform ready to copy.
Alright, so likely they tell us already to send via the, what this is called. Oh, what's the star called? Cougar 2. They tell us to send via the Cougar 2, so we can set 8,000, which is our first hard altitude.
Cessna 5 tree X-ray descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Cessna Charlie Golf Lima Sierra.
So there's 8,000 set.
Charlie India uniform airport is filed. Climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure is 135 decimal
I have to
tree
make such
squawk
huge power
7272.
changes for this to get where it needs to
Clearance
be.
void 30 minutes
Like, I
from
can just
now.
barely twist the thrust levers. There's a...
Delta X-ray Victor
You get an
contact
N1
Cleveland
sync
Center
here.
on
It syncs us within 1%,
132.25.
so I could even move
Good
one of
day.
them up a little bit off, and
Cessna
they'll
Lima
stay
Sierra
synced.
Mike readback is correct. Good day.
So it doesn't
Cessna
sync it
40
properly in
Sierra
game.
descend and maintain flight level tree 00.
See if it syncs it to 89.2. So I'm just watching Top Gun. It's still only 900 feet per minute,
Goodbye.
so it's not something I have to worry about yet. I want to look at what-
Descend and maintain
Scrug.
flight level 300 Cessna 40
Scrug showing 1300, so we got to keep an eye on Scrug. But 1300 still not all that big of a descent. So, see, Top Gun's 1,000. Because what it's going to try to do is keep us to the high end of Top Gun. Now we don't have to speed up to 280 because I read the note. Jet aircraft descend via Mach number until intercepting 280 knots, then maintain 280 until told to slow in the star. So we're still in Mach right now, so I can go my Mach 0.77. I don't have to go 280 indicated. But once I start descending and I get back on indicated, I need to maintain that 280. But you see, Wolfman looks insane. You look at it and say, oh my god, I need a 5.3 nose down. I need 3,800 feet per minute. Oh my god, I'm late. Nope. It's 240 or above. We're above, so we're fine. We don't have to do anything. That's if you don't understand the system, people will freak out. It's like, nope, you're good. You're above. And then Top Gun's the next one here. Top Gun, only 1,100 feet per minute. And then Shrug is the hard altitude, 1,500. So waiting for this to get around like 22 to 2,800. It would be the highest I'd want it. Yeah, thanks, Rasmus. Yeah.
Endeavour 49er 62 contact Cleveland Center on 132.25. Good day.
32. 25, we'll see you.
132.25, Endeavour 49er 62. Goodbye. Cleveland Center, Endeavour 49er 62, flight level 340.
Endeavour 49er 62 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue to WLFMN.
The other thing to consider too is we have a 66 knot headwind. So that keeps our ground speed nice and low. Now if we had a 66 knot tailwind, we'd be going 60 knots faster across the ground. We'd be doing something like 90 now, so we'd be doing about 450 something knots across the ground. So I'd probably want like a 2.5 degree descent rate. So right now we're good. We we don't really have to worry about it too much. We're at a 2.3. We'll wait for 3 because we're going even slower across the ground with that headwind. So that's something to keep in mind. So like one thing you'll do often is if you need to have your anti-ice on, or you need to have have a whip and tailwind, you'll go and you'll switch your VPA to 2.5. We don't need that because we got that headwind. So.
Endeavour 49er 62 descend and maintain flight level 260. Keep speed not above 280 knots.
Descend and maintain flight level 260, keep speed not above 280 knots, Endeavour 49er 62.
Cleveland Center Cessna November 69er 90 November 9,000 feet.
Confirm that. Execute. All right, 260 and 280 on the knots. We're going to start down. We're going to look at Cougar is 1,800. We're going to look at Wolfman, or Top Gun rather. Top Gun is right there, 1,400. So we'll do Cougar of 1,800. So vertical speed. Seatbelt sign comes on.
Cleveland Center Cessna November tree 159er
1,800.
400 feet.
All right, because so you see we're right around the snowflake.
Altimeter tree 0.09er radar contact. Continue.
Get in the back real quick. Call flight attendants.
41 Golf contact Toronto Center on 135.
Hello. You guys got any specials? We'll be there in about 20 minutes. Nope. All right. We'll make a PA real quick for the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, start our initial descent into Detroit. Turn on the fast seatbelt sign. We'd like you to return your seats and securely put that seatbelt on around you. Again, should be arriving in Detroit in about the next 20-25 minutes. Weather's looking pretty good down there, and we'll see you when we arrive. Bye. Do a quick break because I can barely breathe. All right, good. And then they want 280 in the descent. We're still in Mach. So every time I hit the call button, it sends the flight attendant to give me a drink. It's pretty funny. So you see how we're on the snowflake? That means we're gonna make Cougar at the right altitude. So. And we're not actually in indicated airspeed mode yet. We're still in Mach.
Daher November 8162 Quebec Cleveland Center radar contact continue.
Because it told us to go 280 when we come out of the transition from Mach to indicated. So. All right, looking at Top Gun, 1,500 feet per minute. That should get the top of that. So we're not going to make 16,000 rather by then. So that's going to make sure we make it below 230, which is our requirement. We're right on the snowflake. You can see the snowflake right there. You can also see the blue donut. Blue donut, our vertical speed's matching the blue donut. So that means our descent rate looks good. You can also match it off of here. Showing a Top Gun descent rate 1,700. Right, we're clean on that. Come over here. Looks good. That's the instantaneous running kind of the average for us. Top of Top Gun, yeah. Yeah, these are all waypoints on the arrival. So you have the arrivals in. They're standard arrivals. They're called STARS, standard arrival procedures, and they make it so ATC doesn't have to give you every descent. If you didn't have these, they'd have to give you every descent on the way in. It would take forever. Where's Scug? We're going to check Scrug 1,700. That looks good. 1,700 Scrug. And we got 1.7 there. Top Gun 1,400. Again, we just want to be below 230. So if we look at it real quick, we can run the math quick in our head. Top Gun, we need to be doing at least 1,300 feet per minute to make sure that we're below 230. We're doing 1,700 feet per minute, so we're going to make it. So if we did want to do the math real fast, got 3 minutes. We're doing, let's see, 6 1/3 miles a minute. And we've got how many miles? 20 miles. We'll be there in 2 minutes. We're doing, I'll just do it this way. 2 minutes times 1.7. That's 3.4. So 26 minus 3.4 is going to be just about 23. So be good. Used to have to do all that stuff in our head, so a little bit easier now. I can use this stuff here. The Top Gun showing we'd need 1,200 to make Top Gun.
62 descend and maintain 16,000 feet.
So this is the whole reason why they don't. This is the whole reason why they have standard arrival procedures, is so that ATC doesn't have to tell you each waypoint. Because you can imagine, like, you have a plane every 2 minutes. You'd have to tell each plane every 2 minutes. It would really clog up the radio. So the whole point is they would tell us, descend via the Cougar 2. And then because they just told us to descend via, we can do it all on our own without having to get a call from them every 2 seconds. So it really streamlines the process.
127 decimal tree Endeavour 49er62. Goodbye.
Generic 20 Papa traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles.
Cleveland Center Endeavour 49er62 is at flight level 245 descending.
Alright, so we only have to lose 1,600 feet.
Endeavour 49er 62 Cleveland Center radar contact. Continue
If you
to
look, we're doing
TTUS.
1,700 feet per minute, and we have a minute to go. So we're going to make that crossing restriction. We want to stay toward the high end for fuel efficiency reasons. So that snowflake plans us to for fuel efficiency. So if you notice, it's now at 1,600. We can actually click it up to 1,600. Now, toward the end, I like to try to beat it a little bit because, one, we got to start slowing down here, and two, you want to be at that altitude when you get there. You don't want to be, because it takes a little while for the airplane to level off. Again, Top Gun is behind, is good. We're right on top of Top Gun. If you look, we just passed through 23,000, and here it comes Top Gun. So we're now below 23,000 like we need to be. Right on the snowflake, right on the blue donut, crossing Top Gun here in about 2 seconds. You'll see this start to flash. There it goes. Flashing, we're changing waypoints. We crossed Top Gun, so we're 700 below that, so perfect. And we just need to be below. So now we want to double check each waypoint. We should be good. I shouldn't have to micromanage these, but it's good to check them. So double H Hunt, 2,000 feet per minute. All right, that's 15,000. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on that. All right, and let's make sure it makes sense. So 3 minutes. So that's 363, 4,800 feet.
Cleveland Center, Docker, November
So
701
21 minus,
Delta,
so that's 16.
Docker, November
4, so that looks like we're going to be a little high. So we want to go to this number 21, and let's roll in 21. That will guarantee that we make that. So you do have to monitor those points. It's not too bad. For the most part, you can just follow Scrug. But you do have to be careful. As we come up here, we do have to be below 15,000. We also have to slow down at 250 knots at Cougar. So we got to keep that in mind. We also need to slow down, so. That's Cougar. Cougar's also between 11 and 10, so that's a tight gate. That's only 1,000 foot.
Contact Cleveland Center on 127.7. Good day.
27.7.
Delta 15 Delta, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level tree 0.
127.7 Endeavour 49er 62. Goodbye.
Descend and maintain.
Cleveland Center Endeavour 49er 62 is
So
passing
2100,
flight level
2100, we're doing pretty good there.
feet.
We got 3,000 feet to lose.
Radar contact. Continue to hunt.
Let's increase the rate a little bit. I'll go 2 more on that. 1, 2. I'm going to start going idle here because we're going to make 250. All right, did we get an altimeter? Let's check our altimeter. I'll check the new ATIS too. New ATIS is Lima 3009. Alright, let's check here. Again, 15,000 is what we want in here. And we're also slowing. We need to make 250 at Cougar.
Docker 221 contact Toronto Center
Start
on
setting my bug for 250.
Good
So
day.
again, ATC would have to tell us this the entire time. Now we're a little less than a minute. We're doing 2.3 and we have 1.3 to go to make this crossing restriction.
Endeavour 49er 62 descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
I don't know where they
Endeavour
get
49er
12,000 feet
62.
from. It doesn't, no 12,000 feet on here. So we have 700 feet to go. We're not quite at Hunt yet. We're still have 2 miles to go. Hunt showing 1,700. So I should be able to come up a little bit.
Goodbye.
And then Scrug showing 1,200. Cougar is showing 1700, so I don't really want to come much off 1700, so let's do that. There's 1700. And bingo, we're crossing Hunt, right on top of Hunt, right at 15. Perfect. So that's exactly what we want. Now Cougar is 250 knots. You notice now that I brought the nose up, we're starting to slow down 250. And we need to be below 11. So we're going to look at Cougar. We have a minute. We're doing 1.8. Let's look at Cougar. 1.7, 1.7. That looks good. The banana bar shows beyond it because that's set for 8. It's not set for the altitude here. So 1600 for Cougar, and then Scrug's 11. So let's follow the, let's see, where are we at there? 1600 for Cougar. There we go. Yeah, just bring the power up just a little just to maintain 250 because they want us at 250. They don't want us below 250. There we go. Alright, so we got 2,000 feet to go. We've got about a minute. 1.6. We're close. But it shows that that will do it, so. You see where the donut is. But I'm also doing the math in my head. Kind of see where we're at here. We're 4.7 away. So a little over a minute left, and we're doing 1.6, and we got about 1.6 to 1.4 to go. So we'll make Cougar. So that looks right. So we can actually...
Endeavour 49er 62 descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Endeavour 49er 62.
I got to do a scent check here. Kind of missed that because we're talking. Altimeters are 3009 cross check. Minimums are visual not required. Landing is flaps 45, 145. Pressure complete. Seatbelt sign on. Pressurization set. Scent check complete.
Good day.
125.15.
Alright, so 11,000 with 300 feet. We still got, we're still not crossed it yet. See how we haven't crossed it yet? It shows the next point, but we still haven't crossed it yet. So, watch. Right as we hit Cougar, we're still on top of Cougar, 11,000. So, people will freak out about that, but, like, it's right on the money.
Descending 10,000 feet.
Alright, now we just got to look at Scrug, 700 feet. There's 700 feet for Scrug. That's our next point. So, because I'm bringing the nose up, got to bring the power up to maintain 250. And you notice the banana bar went up when I accelerated. Yeah, just maintain 250 here. The problem is you can't just arbitrarily slow down or speed up because you got somebody behind you and somebody in front of you. You're gonna catch up to them, or they're gonna catch up to you. So you gotta be cognizant of that and keep your speed. Ideally within the speed bug. That's 5 knots on either side of it.
Endeavour 49er 62 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Now that's a weird one, but we'll do it. I'm gonna keep descending via the this arrival, so we'll just put 5 in, but I'll keep the same rates so that we're about where we should be. Right.
Endeavour 49er 62. Did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, I'm busy here, guy. I gotta get cowls on and everything else. No, actually, we don't need cowls. We're warm
Descend
enough.
and maintain 5,000 feet. Endeavour 49er 62.
Right, if you look here, TAT is 16 degrees. If it's above 10 degrees, we don't need cowl anti-ice, so we don't need anti-ice. We're also descending. Likely, we're going to keep increasing on temperature. I ding the flight attendants. We're ready for an approach check. We'll quickly check index real quick. I don't know why I pressed that. Okay, that's not in there. That's fine. Approach check flight and nav instruments. I want to make sure that 1195, I'm going to put it in. 1195. Verified. Cabin notification complete. Approach checklist complete. Right, so we're going to be making the left here to Scrug, and then we come back this way and land. So we go this way, and then we come around and land. So they might cut us in early, but we go out and then come back and land. We just got blue needles now. Okay. Do you notice how I didn't need to use speed brakes the whole way down? That's kind of, again, you want to have those in your back pocket if you need them.
Endeavor 49er, 62 descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Okay, see, they changed it here on us from 5,000 to 8,000. That's a game thing. 8,000 should have been correct. Hopefully we get an out cap here. 210 on the speed.
Endeavor 49er, 62, did you copy?
Quiet.
Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Endeavor 49er 62.
So, yeah, the game shouldn't have given us 5. I don't know why it did. I followed it, you know, but it, game shouldn't have given us it. 8's the correct altitude here, but I don't know what the game's thinking. It's pretty silly. All right, we're alt capping.
Endeavor 49er, 62 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
See, now it's doing it. It's just this some weird threshold in the game that it does it. I don't know why it's doing it.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Endeavor 49er 62.
All right, vertical speed. All right, now we're pretty much on a heading. I'm going to go on heading here. At any point, they could bring us across for the ILS. I'm going to go over to green needles now. Final approach course is 036. Zero 36. All right, now we're already on downwind here, and I'd like to we're descending all right. I'm not worried about it. We'll wait till base to
Endeavor
put a flap.
49er, 62, you are 8 miles west.
3,000.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS Zulu runway for left approach via Gerback transition. Cleared to Gerback.
All right, Gerbeck. I gotta put that in. So let's answer ding dong here.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS Zulu runway for left approach via Gerback transition. Cleared to Gerback. Endeavor 49er 62.
All right, we want to find Gerback. Gerback. It goes right there. The final, let's see where it's at. It's out here somewhere. Okay, they're giving us the transition all right. Confirm, execute, nav. It's out of 6,000, 5,000. Showing rain. I did send for wet numbers. Light rain was what was on the ATIS. Let's start getting some floodlights and integrated lights here. Okay. Alright, we're leveling off, so I gotta power up to maintain 210. Alright, so I gotta go, we're still on heading mode because I gotta switch back to white. And now we should be able to put in an intercept angle and have it grab that course. Has its arm now with nav. And you see it should jump, FMS should jump over when that needle lines up. So I'm gonna speed up just a little bit here. Still haven't taken FMS, huh? Let's see if I can't ping it again to do it. Gerback, execute, nav. Alright, now it took it. Alright. Didn't want to take it at first. FMS 1. That's what you gotta watch. You gotta watch the FMA to make sure it actually is taking the modes you want, and if it's not, you gotta do something about it, like I just did. You force it into the system. Again, you know, you have to pilot the plane, not the other way around. All right, so looking at this with the full Gerback transition, mandatory 5,000 at Gerback, mandatory 3,000 at Mott. All right. I hit. I'm gonna put DXO in. 13.4.
Endeavour 49er, 62 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Now that's early, guy. It's mandatory 5,000. You want 3,000 now? That doesn't make any sense. 3,000.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Endeavour 49er.
I'll wait till we
62.
cross. 13.4. Alright, so I put 13.4 into a DME hold here. Alright, now we can descend down. Alright, mandatory 3,000. It was mandatory 5, so the game told me to descend too early. Now, ATC tells you to do it, you can do it, but the game doesn't really know what it's doing, so. And then we got a 3,000 all the way in till we go past Reggie. We should be able to grab the glide slope at 3,000, so that's likely going to be the instruction. I got to slow down a little bit. Is it off IJ? It's off IJ. I gotta switch to Freak. 1195. Nah, it should be fine. What's the distance off that? Off a DXO? No, it's off HJT. Okay. I'm just wondering why it's not showing it. Let's do it here again. Let's try this real quick. Let's do that. Should be showing DME anyway, but I put it in there anyway as it doubled up, just to have it. Alright, so 3,000 there. Weather was showing good enough. I'm just going to quickly throw in a DH, an MDA rather, of 850. Weather was showing alright, but we'll throw it in there. There we go, 850 on the MDA. That's rebriefed. Alright, 3,000 or above, 3,000 or above, 3,000 or above, all the way up to Reggie.
Detroit approach Cessna November 8189er Foxtrot, 4,200 feet. Cessna November 8189er Foxtrot Detroit, approach altimeter tree 0.07 radar contact, continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please remain seated until we have stopped.
Right, so we're on the GPS course in here on the FMS. At some point we are going to have to switch over to Green Needles. But you see the course is a coincident, so it should be a quick and easy swap over. And there's Reggie right here. So we should be able to get glide slope into probably somewhere out here at Reggie, or we'll descend down to 2,000 and grab it at paid. Either way, should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set in 2,000 just to have it in the box. There we go. And then we can see Reggie there, situated just for paid rather, 500 feet per minute, 1.5, so it's nice and shallow from out here. So likely that's not going to be 3 degrees by the time we get to Reggie. So we should be able to just grab the glide slope. Alright, you can see the runways coming in sight here. So we don't need the MDA anymore, definitely. The runway is in sight. Yep. Literally just went away.
62, you are 10 miles southwest of Detroit Metro. Contact Detroit Metro Tower on 135.775 when inbound on the approach.
Alright, so we're inbound on the approach.
Tower on 135.775, Endeavor 49er62. Detroit Metro Tower, Endeavor 49er629er
So we're
miles
expecting to
southwest
clear us the
inbound,
approach
ILS
here. We
Zulu
got it in
runway for
sight.
left approach.
I'm gonna go heading mode.
Endeavor 49er62 Detroit Metro Tower. Altimeter tree 0.09er, wind 057 at 5. Cleared ILS Zulu runway for left approach.
Vertical speed. We're cleared the approach. I gotta get a VS going in there. And it will
Cleared
grab
ILS
the
Zulu
glide
runway
slope
for
or
left
high, so
approach,
I gotta
Endeavor
fix that.
49er62.
I want flaps 8.
Endeavor 49er62, wind 057 at 5. Cleared to land runway for left.
Just gonna quickly pause it. I gotta get track IR set up, and I don't want to miss anything while I'm doing that.
Cleared to land runway 4 left.
Alright, so we're
Endeavor
trying to catch up
49er62.
with the flaps 20. Gear down. Trying to catch up with the glide slope here. This is kind of a mess, the way that the game did this for me. Alright. Taking the autopilot off here. I gotta catch up because the game's screwed up my arrival here. I'm gonna overspeed the flaps for just a second here. Trying to salvage this because the game screwed us up so bad on that arrival. It never descended us for 2. Flaps 45, landing checklist, landing gears down, 3 grain. Flaps 45, 45, thrust reversers, not arm, let's do that. Arm, lane checks complete. Alright, I'm visual now. Because the game screwed us up so bad here. Yep, quiet. Stand by, I gotta fix track IR again, it's screwed up. Can't see anything. Alright. Alright, there we go. That's better. Alright, 145, I don't have the speed set. Alright, we're visual here, we're good. I gotta get that, I can't set the speed, so I gotta just eyeball it. You'd have the other guy set the speed bug now that I'm hand flying it.
300.
Alright, 3 reds correcting. There's 2 reds.
200. Minimums.
We're getting slow because the engines are not responding very fast here. Like pushing up like 3/4 of the power there, and I can't get it to respond for shit.
50.
Probably a little bit of lag.
20. 10.
Spoilers green. $90 knots. And we'll get the next taxiway here. Coming up to high speed. This is the one we briefed. I believe it's Alpha 4. Now it turned into an ugly approach. They kept us high. And it's a lot harder in the sim to do this than the real plane because you can't just quickly grab for stuff. You kind of have to look where it is and then make sure your cursor gets it. Alright.
Endeavor 49er 62 contact ground on 127.825.
127.825, Endeavor 49er62.
Seatbelts fastened.
Goodbye.
Okay. Once we do get there, I'll have the seatbelt sign off and you'll be free to move out the cabin. Thank you very much.
Ground Endeavor 49er62.
Yeah, we know where we're
request taxi
going
to the
here,
gate.
so.
Endeavor 49er62 taxi to gate Charlie 114 via taxiway Alpha 4 Alpha Victor Victor 4 cross runway 9er left Yankee Kilo.
Alright, we're gonna go right. We're gonna follow the way to the correct gate that we're actually supposed to go to.
Taxi to gate
Clear
Charlie
right.
114 via taxiway
Go right.
Alpha 4 Alpha Victor Victor 4 cross runway 9er left Yankee Kilo Endeavor 49er62.
Yeah, it's tough flying by yourself too. You know, you're easily able to tell the other person what you want. So like set speed 147. Can't really do that. 145, whatever it was, when you're flying by yourself here, because it's like I have to go over here and then I have to reach and stop. Where I could literally keep my eyes here, put my hand up here, and I could spin the speed knob, and I could see it out of the corner of my eye down here in real life. Where in the game, it's kind of tough to do all that. So. Alright, so we're going ahead here. We turned off of Alpha 4, and we're coming down Alpha. We're going to turn left on Romeo. And then left on Romeo, we're going to cross 4 right. And we'll go Romeo right in, left turn Kilo, and then Delta, was it 18? 18. Yes, a bunch of that stuff is just a lot easier in the real plane. Like, it started us above the glide slope. So that's kind of tricky because you got to kind of dive down for it. I even oversped the flaps a little bit trying to just get them in there, so I didn't have a huge problem toward the end. A lot easier to set up for that stuff in the real plane. Now we're clear left, we're going left. This is Romeo. What's the game say it is? You didn't see the sign. I still can't see the sign. This is a run-up pad over here. You see this big thing over there? That's for aircraft like doing maintenance. Put it in there and they can run up the engines. Big deflectors. Delta 18 should be up, it's the second gate from the end. So if you look here, this should be our gate at, you'll get somebody there, of course. Of all the spots, they're at Delta 18, so we'll take one either side of it. We are cleared across. Again, the game's kind of silly this way. They wouldn't clear you across, like, we got traffic coming in there. Like, it's silly, they would... The default is you're not cleared across, and then they clear it across when you get close. Not the other way around. Alright, here's Kilo on the left. We're clear left. We're going left. So that's actually 18's open. That's 20. He's sitting on 20. 18's that one right next to him. And then that APU would probably be up already. It's just very slow in game. And then we shut off the recog so we don't blind all the rampers. Alright, seatbelt sign off. And generally speaking, like I said, the APU would already be up. It's still going. It's very slow. And so we're waiting on that APU to get up before we have power to shut down the engines. You don't want to you can shut down one. That way we could get the flight attendant to open the door. Flight attendant's doors for arrival. So they can open that door with with that left engine off. Alright, APU's finally up. Avail lights on. Check the electrics, look good. Alright, we can shut down 2. Alright, get rid of track AR here, it just makes it difficult.
Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
Alright, shutdown checklist. Seatbelt signs off, beacons off, generator electric set, fuel pumps off, nozzle steering is the one I always forget. Off. Probes, windshield. See, what would happen is I'd be taxiing in with my hand on the tiller. As I reach over to set the brake, my left hand goes up and it shuts the nozzle steering off, so it's more tactile, IRL. Probes, windshield heat, anti-ice off. Hydraulic pumps are off. Thrust lever is shut off. Transponder is standby. Parking brake set. Shutdown checklist complete. Okay. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll do a quick secure checklist. IRS's coming off. Thrust reversers coming off. Emer lights. Cargo fan. Recirc. APU start stop. Power fuel. And power. A DC service switch. Battery master. DC service switch. Dome light. Boarding light. Alright, secure checklist complete. Is the APU powered by Jet A1? Yes. It's same fuel from the regular engines. I would love it if Stormworks would make a 1x1 turbine so we could make some proper APUs. That'd be great, and then I could simulate pressure and everything else. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you knew and you enjoyed it, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, Rasmus. We'll see you.